if it was illegal to say stupid things into a microphone.
Why must you be so stupid?
These guys would be doing life without parole.
Hey, everybody, we're back from prison.
Why do we keep encouraging this kind of behavior? It's the Breaking the Ice podcast with Josh Dolan.
You know, we could, go to jail for this.
Along with Mike Shue and Isaiah Moskahana Bonsa Monablitz Boskowitz, whatever the hell his name is.
Stop.
That sounds healthy.
It's not.
Are you sick too?
I was getting better, but right now my my throat closes when I talk, so that's good for doing this right now.
Yeah, right. I've been sick all week. Runny nose, a little bit of a cough, headache.
For me, I blame the baby. She brought it home from daycare.
Yeah. Yeah, they do that. It's a little petri dish. Daycare, schools. You know, they go in there, they mingle, they drink the same watercolor water. You know, they come home.
I'm kind of for doing the mask thing, COVID or no COVID. I felt amazing all year last year.
Right.
Let's just keep the mask going. Come on, Cam. I mean, this is just my life. I try and do work. If it's not that cat, it's another cat, or the dog's barking, the baby's crying, my wife's yelling at me. But I'm getting stuff done. How are you?
All right. Just trying to fight off this sickness. That's all.
Are we both gonna take a nap during this episode?
Yeah.
I'm feeling that vibe.
Yeah. I called out on Tuesday. I was feeling like wiped out. Yeah. Just totally wiped out. Yeah. And then yesterday I got in, I felt better. And then by 10 o'clock, I was like wiped. So I left, came right home and slept.
And you felt like that today too?
Same thing. I woke up, I felt good. And then it was better. It was more like till, about an hour and a half ago, I felt okay. And now it's just coming back, feeling gross.
That's how I remember COVID starting. I remember when we were in the studio, you had called out, and then we had done one more shift before they said no more, and you had to keep taking lay down breaks.
Yeah.
During commercials, you're just like, I'm going down for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. This sucks, but So we waiting on Isaiah. What's going on here? He texted. He said he's going to be 10 minutes late,
and then he's going to peace out 30 minutes early, just like last episode.
Well, that wasn't his fault. His phone he was in a bad area, right?
No, it was Zoom. Zoom was saying that I removed him from the meeting. It said you can't, because I was sending him the link, and I was like, just click the link and get back in. And he sent me a screenshot, and it said the host has removed you from the meeting. You can't enter the meeting anymore. And I was like, but I didn't.
That's like what happened with Luke. He let everybody into the meeting, and that's, and then they said the meeting never started, which is weird because you have to start the meeting to let people in, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What the
meeting never started.
Oh man.
It's a lot of H2O.
Yeah, that's about what I'm drinking these days. That's about it.
I'm drinking coffee and that's it. Probably not healthy.
You're not taking any more edibles?
No. I did cut one into 4 pieces, and I took a fourth.
Yeah.
And it was at night because I was like, all right, I'm safe. If I don't like it, I can just fall asleep. And I closed my eyes, and when I was in that episode, when I was in Colonial Times and I was tripping my balls off, I felt visions. But then when I took that little corner, when I was closing my eyes, I was seeing things like babies with weird birth defects and stuff. And I was like, okay, I don't like this. So that's the devil's
that was
drug.
That's with a fourth.
Yes.
That happened.
But I'm wondering how much of it I convinced myself that.
Is that the same stuff?
It was the same one. Yeah.
Wow. I want to try some of that.
I don't know.
He took like the smallest amount you could possibly take, and he still had a bad experience.
Body doesn't want that.
No.
Yeah, you might want to switch brands. Something a little less intense.
Or even it might just not. When I had back surgery, they tried to give me oxys for extreme pain. I had one and threw up for 3 hours. I'm like, can you switch? Don't. My body just doesn't. Thank God, because I'd be dead from oxy overdose.
That's true, Josh. Your body just may naturally reject THC, which I feel bad for you. That's a terrible thing.
I don't see how it's fun yet, but
it's not for you.
Jeez. Yeah. You got to try. Have you tried drinking alcohol?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually met my quota with that. They sent me a trophy.
Okay.
At 30? Good for you.
Yeah.
I did. They said you drank all the alcohol.
By 30.
Allotted.
They said you're done.
This isn't a supply chain issue. This is just Dolan.
It's just I don't like having a half empty beer in my hand, so I like it when it's full. Right. So I finish it so I can have a full one.
And then you just work. And then what do? You work your way around the bar, just finishing drinks on random tables, right? Because you hate to see yeah, I hear you, brother. I used to be that way.
Do you also get mad when someone gets up from the table and walks away, and they just leave the beer there? Like I get so mad at that person
when they
like
put
forever?
the top on it. No. Where's the thing?
What do you mean, Josh? Like they get up to go to the bathroom?
No, like they're getting up to leave the restaurant because they paid and they're done.
They leave half their beer there,
and there's that much beer.
I know. People have worked very hard to make that beer. Respect it. Respect.
I thought you were talking about the people that would walk
the whole animal.
Put like a top on their thing. That's they're going out to smoke or piss.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Or
like putting a coaster.
Don't roofie my drink. Right.
Right.
Seriously.
Yeah, because this on my drink. Get your fingers the fuck out of my beer.
I know. Yeah.
And that's a good system too, because if you really want to roofie someone, it must be so annoying to be like, oh, the coaster's on top of it. It's always something.
Right.
I can't get past that security.
Right. Well, somebody would see that though. That would be kind of like there's bar etiquette. And if all of a sudden you reach out and touch the coaster and I saw a girl, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, right. And the girl came back and you're like, okay, that guy isn't with that girl, but he was touching the coaster. Yeah, I'd probably buy her a new drink.
Or punch the guy that touched the coaster.
I'd rather buy her a drink.
I'll do the punching.
Let that guy go free.
Yeah,
he's obviously dangerous.
And I'll take her out to another bar.
I couldn't get Jay. I was telling Josh this earlier today, Mike. Since we posted the AJ Galante video last week, right?
Triggered.
A bunch of people got a hold of me. Two of my friends, specifically one who will not come on the show. I'll leave her name out of it, but my friend says, my wife grew up in Danbury. I'm like, oh, okay, you saw the episode. Cool. He goes, she dated one of the brothers. I'm like, you got to come on the fucking show.
One of the players, like the brother of the players. Oh my God.
Right. There's twins in AJ.
Yeah.
The real life Hanson brothers.
Yes.
Correct. So I asked the husband and he's like, she won't fucking do it. Another friend of mine, Jay, who I will get on, he just didn't respond to me today. He's a ref. He's a hockey ref. And when he watched the episode, he's like, dude, I refed so many of their games and it was fucking
my
insane.
God. I can't even imagine.
Right.
Yeah. After I watched that, I texted Mark Riley, our friend Mark Riley.
Yes.
Since he was a ref for all levels and he lasted in the NHL for a week until he got kicked out because he threatened some coach or something, right? Is that the story? I think that was the story. But
he's threatened a few people. I've lost track of the stories, but
yeah. There's been a lot of threatening on his part. But I was like, have you seen this? And have you heard of this team? And all I got back with him is, oh yeah, I heard about those guys. And that's it. That's all
I heard about.
It's like, okay, I want to get into that a little more.
That's all Jay said was he goes, dude, saw the episode. I refed so many of their games. One of the brothers, no, one of the guys is my good friend. He goes, I put him in the penalty box so many times. I'm like, oh my God, those stories must be great. I said, awesome. Thanks for listening. And he goes, Section 102 used to fucking throw money at me over the glass, like to buy the ref.
Oh my God.
Just getting so shit faced.
Even the crowd was the mob.
Yeah, see, that's when that to me that's a successful team.
Yes.
When the crowd is like part of the whole thing. Hold on, let me close the door. Hold on.
Oh, dude, that you can picture that arena. Now that was it. So that was in Dansbury. So they must have. I mean, how many seats were in that place? A few thousand.
The ice arena. I don't know. It seemed like a fairly large, like high school size. It was they called it hell, right?
Yeah.
They basically said, welcome to hell. They called the building Empire. Hell. Yeah. That's great. Great stuff.
When I was in Orlando, there was an indoor, there's not a lot of sports in Orlando. There's the Magic, and that was it. There was an indoor football team that they started at Amway Arena. And the first 2 seasons, it was fucking chaos. It was like blow up dolls, full, all guys. Like AAF would have been perfect for a fucking scene like that. I worked at a rock station down there, JRR. So this place is full every game. Budweiser is spending bazillions of dollars to serve all this. And all of a sudden, a new ownership comes in and goes, we want to be a little more family friendly. Well, guess what happened the next 2 years? Yeah.
Nobody came.
Nothing.
Not too many people.
You
know what they do with families down in Orlando? They go to Disney World.
They eat them.
Disney World should get a team then.
Right?
They have a team.
Disney
World. The Thrashers, Trashers
the Anaheim Ducks. Team. They own the Ducks.
Oh, that's right. That's
I think they sold that. They sold that, didn't they?
Did they?
I think so.
Oh.
Are the Ducks still a team?
Yes. They are.
And Disney doesn't own them anymore, then they should change their name.
Oh, maybe that's why they did change their name to the Ducks, and they're not the Mighty Ducks.
They used to be the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
The Ducks.
Yeah. Disney should buy the rights to the Danbury Trashers, and that should be a team. The Seattle Kraken. Danbury Trashers. Let's be serious.
Let's go deeper. Pornhub should buy the team.
They are Canadian.
Some cannabis company. Somebody like fucking Weed Maps or Pornhub should be the main sponsor of the Trashers.
I gotta go.
I feel that the best sponsor of the Danbury, if they're going to bring back the Danbury Trashers, should be some kind of like
waste management.
Yeah.
They've got the most money.
That's true. They already had a sponsor, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Daddy in the waste management business.
I was thinking some kind of like, some like Aleve or something like that, some kind of medical company, because the abuse. They could do trade on that. But no, you're right. Waste management.
Waste management is the new sponsor.
Right.
We figured it out, Josh.
What?
We've Waste Management is the new sponsor for the Danbury
Trashers. Oh God, I'm not touching that.
No, I mean the real company Waste Management, not Daddy's Waste Management.
Mm-hmm.
On that note.
I mean, I'm just struggling through today. I mean, this is brutal.
Why?
Just so everyone knows that I'm just exhausted and I'm
sick. I've been sick all week. I had to call out on Tuesday.
Did you?
Yeah.
You all right?
It's just a cold. It's like
gross.
Yeah, and then a cough, it gets into your lungs, and then it's just and then you
can't
cough. You can't go. Like I wanted to go to CVS, get some vitamin C and some Flonase, and I'm in there. I got my mask on, but if you cough, that's like standing up and yelling "fuck you" for in the middle.
Let's go back to one of our first episodes. You were in Barbara, and you said it. Because we had masks on, we were just trying to figure it out. And you were like, God forbid you cough. It's like screaming the N-word. You said that, and you're right. A year and a half later.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Because people look at you like, oh, how dare you?
They're like, oh my God, plague. So, and like, I'm really sick. So, my voice is like, and I'm like, oh, I'm fine. No, I'm okay.
I was choking at Panera. Well, I wasn't choking, but I was coughing because I like inhaled a crumb at Panera. I left because I was too embarrassed to like cough up the crumb because I was like, everyone's going to think I have COVID.
Yeah.
Dude, I was with a client today and we're in a studio doing work. I swear to God, big guy, everybody's vaccinated. He lets out a huge sneeze. And I'm just looking around going, who's going to say something? I mean, God forbid you fucking sneeze these days.
I know, right? You have to sneeze.
Sneezing is never okay.
It hurts.
No, sneezing is definitely not, especially if it's coming in my direction.
But I also hate when people hold it in. I'm like, you're going to blow an eyeball out.
Oh, It's like that's one of those things called urban legends. It just came to me. I remember someone always telling me, if you hold in a sneeze, you realize that's 200 miles an hour of pressure. I've never held in a sneeze since.
I thought the urban legend was if you held in a sneeze, you got pregnant.
Wow, that's deep urban legend.
Well, that's fact. That's just science.
Oh, is that how Laura got pregnant?
I was going to say.
It is. She, she's trying to be polite, and then what can you do?
Wasn't from your Irish junk.
Mm.
Well, that was awkward silence.
A little bit of Portuguese in there too, and that doesn't work either. But what can you do? But
wait, mainland or Azorian?
Oh,
I forget.
Oh,
right
boy.
by the thick tree is what he's trying to say. This has been a funky
I think
week.
it's mainland, which is basically Spain.
Are you telling us your cock is big on the show?
Nope, I'm saying the Portuguese stole all the waterfront.
I just did Andy Ferg's, go Ferg yourself thing, and that's all he wanted to talk about was my.
You just
dick.
did that today?
No, a couple days ago.
Oh,
all he wanted to talk about was your dick.
It was like, I want to say it was last Friday.
The fuck is wrong with him?
North Shore Beef just isn't a clever name.
He just it kept coming back to the size of my penis. I was like, it's just a tiny little Hummel figure that occasionally gets polished.
That's his way of saying, I want to see it.
Yeah,
Right.
I wasn't going to do that.
You could totally have owned that, because in his fucked up head, he's like, okay, he's from he's from China. Maybe we've got fucking huge missile cocks. What do you fucking know? Huh? Huh?
Yeah, he was all obsessed about that. I don't know. It was weird. He said it would be awkward, and he made it so. So I guess he delivered.
Is that episode out?
Pretense?
Yeah, yeah. It was one of those Instagram live things.
Oh,
Yeah, it'll
we
be a
used to
short
do
thing. It'll be
those.
short. It'll be weird. I said, okay. And, next thing you know, it's like, you're junk. You're Chinese. Is it true that Chinese people have small penises? And I was like, no, that's a blanket statement. In my case, personally, though, it's very small.
Yeah, those Instagram lives can be dangerous.
He did one with fucking Went, and it was magic. It was weeks ago, and Went is down in Florida with his hair slicked back, doing whatever he thought he was doing for those 3 or 4 weeks. And they went Instagram live, and it was maybe me and I don't know, his mom watching, and fucking Went was shit faced.
Really?
It was comical. I mean, like, the reason I kept watching is Went's just like, I'm in Florida. And I was just fucking pecking them. I was like one of 2 people making comments, and they kept.
Oh, so Mike Went was playing the part of Isaiah Moskowitz on Instagram Live. What?
Listen, well,
Anytime we went live, you would just start pounding the Jameson.
Oh, you act like you weren't drinking, bitch.
I was too, but I mean, you just went a little further and a little quicker.
Have you met me?
Yes. And it happened
have a
every
lot.
time. That's why we don't do lives anymore. And you can always tell when it's really hitting Isaiah too, because he gets this Forrest Whitaker eye. Just one eye just starts giving up, and
The cheeks get red. I get really. There's a camera view that Mike needs to see. It's from early pandemic. I put the phone, because I did it with this for years, up on the fridge, and that's the view. That's the view of, like, I can't leave my house. This is where the booze is. Josh would be, he had no baby, so he was in his place, usually outside, because he lived in a fucking one. He's like, I gotta go outside. Laura's gonna fucking kill me.
and I'm still doing that. Just to make normal business calls now.
He'd be doing Instagram live in the, like, he would walk. I'm glad you didn't walk in the dark to get pizza and booze while you were on that fucking on the THC. You would have fucking climbed a tree.
That was my routine last year.
Yeah, but you weren't on fucking.
On THC.
If you'd had that experience while you were out in the darkness, there were a couple of times he'd called me after just a couple of drinks and be like, I can't fucking see anything. I'm in the fucking dark. Where the fuck?
Because I got
like,
chased in the pitch black.
By a squirrel.
No, they were heavy steps.
Oh, a dog.
It was 2 feet. Somebody was following me. I don't want to get into it.
Some of the Instagram lives were just fucking, and there were a few mornings we'd both wake up and I'm like, all right, whose account did we do that on? Did I do that on Cheddar Rocks? Fuck, I got to erase that.
But now they delete immediately. So I'd wake up and just one eye would pop open. I'd be like, oh no, we said something. That is not good.
So we shouldn't publish that and tag the sponsors?
Probably not.
No.
You notice we don't have any sponsors right now except for Invoke, whatever Nicole's
Invoke
calling it now.
Solutions. Listen, the
Is
woman
it still
that
Invoke
produced
Solutions?
Invoke Solutions, the
West
woman
Coast
that
Solutions.
did Breaking the Ice podcast.com. Love Nicole. She's awesome. She does have another business on Instagram. It's she got in the CBD business, Mike. You'd like that.
Yeah. I need some of that right now.
How you feeling?
I feel terrible.
That's not
I feel
good.
like you know, it's like it's weird. It's like I wake up and I feel really good. And like I as the day goes on, it just I all of a sudden feel like I can't even lift a pen right now.
Well, the fact that you do this with us at 4 and you get up at what, 4?
No, I get up at 3:45. I used to get up at 3:30, but I figured I could give myself an extra 15 minutes if I don't shower in the morning.
10 minutes. What time does the show start?
6.
You give yourself an hour of prep.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't like to scramble. I hate to.
Sometimes an hour's not enough.
Right.
Well, no, I get it.
A lot of times it's not. Yeah.
But you live 5 minutes from there.
So I get in there and I, do all my prep there. And
so you wake up at 3:45.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm out the door by 4:15.
I remember on the Hillman Morning Show, I was living in Dover, New Hampshire, which is an 80-mile commute. I would have to leave my apartment by 3:15, and if I didn't, I would hit Zakem traffic. 5 minutes makes all the difference.
This morning was the worst traffic I ever hit in my life going to work at the Pike ever. There was a guy coming out of a gas station and he took a right in front of me and then he stopped at a stoplight that I usually go through because, it's 4:15 in the morning.
Rules don't apply then.
And he stopped and he waited for the light to turn green and then he took a right. And that's the worst traffic I've ever experienced so far working at the Pike.
He didn't go right on red.
Yeah, he didn't even do that, right? It was just like, what's this guy doing? What the hell's his problem?
Can you go right on red in Worcester?
Yes, you can.
I know it's illegal in Arlington or something.
No, it's not.
I think one of those towns that they just made that a thing for no reason.
There are some local people.
Worcester traffic has gotten really bad in the past year, and that's because the population has gone up. And so traffic is worse, and then parking is also a problem now because they switched to the every single meter is like an app now. You can't put money in the meters anymore. Right. And then there's more of it. What a lot of places that used to be free are now pay. A lot of it has to do with Polar Park and the Woo Sox and stuff like that, which is great. It's brought a lot of business to the city, but at the same time, it's like made the city. It's weird going to downtown Worcester or down into Kelly Square, and which used to be a really sketchy place in this city, and which made it fun. It was Kelly Square. It was chaos, and then you add in drunks and junkies and fights and all the bars and stuff in there. And then somehow when the park went in, a lot of that got cleaned up, which was good for the city. I'm not busting it, but never in my life where I thought I'd be in Kelly Square seeing a bunch of basics, like taking selfies, in their friggin' vests. Like, look, here I am in Kelly Square. I'm like, oh my God, really?
You're thinking, did I forget to lock my car?
Yeah, right. I'm like, oh my God, just like, a year ago, it was a junkie going, welcome to Kelly Square, now it's like, hey, I'm in Kelly Square. It was just,
you have a dollar.
That's what happened in Boston.
Place. Yeah.
I remember the tail end of dirty old Boston. That's why I love Philly. Philly reminds me of Boston when I was like 5, like before they tore the garden down.
Right.
And like
when the waterfront was a bunch of shitty warehouses where people would dump bodies.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Southie and Chinatown growing up for me, I would take the T in to fucking when 93 was still above ground, and even the North End to go from Haymarket Square. I used to drive into Boston on the T to get fucking fireworks, walking under 93. It's like that was a death zone. Not a pretty place at all.
Yeah.
And Southie was a fucking dump.
And now it's crazy. The waterfront's crazy. When I was down there at the Primus show, a while back, I just remember looking around. The place is surrounded by these buildings that seem to have gone up in like it seems like weeks.
Right.
And
if you look at it from the other side, from Charlestown, because when I go down there to do business, you look at the city. Is that Lenny?
That's Lenny.
Hey, Lenny. You look at the city, but then to the left, it's an entirely different glass city. It's fucking crazy. It is an entirely, when you get to the seaport and just look at it from the other side, you've got obviously the original. And then you're just like, what the fuck? There's 30 more, because growing up, Mike, it was like Anthony's Pier 4 was the only thing down there.
And the No Name. My dad used to love going to the No Name, right? And that was like the best seafood place in town. And they didn't even have a fucking sign. That's why they called it the No Name.
Or health regulations.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, the fishermen would like come in and they'd bring their haul through the dining room. You know,
dragging the lobster trap.
That's what we're eating tonight. Whatever that guy had in that bucket, it's going back to the kitchen. You know?
And this is the part of the episode where Isaiah disappears.
What the fuck?
Are you still there?
Dude. Okay, I have a theory. This happened last week while we were talking to AJ. And do you notice when I got AJ to say, hey, does the A and AJ stand for allegedly? Video was gone. I'm thinking Jimmy on Zoom said, you're getting a little close to the core. And all of a sudden, you're gone, Isaiah.
Jimmy Bag of Rubbish said, you're done. Hit the showers, kid.
I wasn't getting at him, but we were having fun. And I said, oh, because AJ said twice, allegedly. And all of a sudden, I was gone and I couldn't get back on. I'm like, and Mike, you texted me like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't.
Yeah, because you didn't come back on. I'm like,
I couldn't.
Right, he's at a golf course. I don't know. Did he get struck by lightning like in Caddyshack? Did he get kicked out? Like, did somebody say, sir, you can't say cocksucker here?
Right.
You know,
or some of the other things he said.
I had to prepare that ahead of time. I said, listen, I'm coming here. I need a place where I can say things. But then I noticed when it went off, it was right around the time I may have said some things to Mr. Galante, and Jimmy was listening because Jimmy owned Zoom and said, no more.
I don't think Jimmy Galante owns Zoom.
No, but he knows some people.
Yeah, but exactly.
I got to get this. This kid's not texting me back. It bums me out. He's a good egg. I'm like, so there's another one where even Jay, he reffed not all, but he reffed a bunch of the games. He's probably like, I don't want to talk on camera about that shit. I'll just text you. And I'll have no comment.
Is he the one that Jimmy Galante punched in the face?
Oh my God, that's right.
What was that one thing where someone
what's his
said,
name?
You don't tell Jimmy to fuck off.
The guy with the cigar.
That was T-Bone Pompasano.
T-Bone. Yeah.
Was he a ref?
Yeah. You don't know. He was the equipment manager. He was the guy that shut off the hot water and hid the goalie equipment and checked 8-year-olds into the boards full force adult weight.
You know, the guy that seemed like an SNL character.
Yeah, the guy that seemed like a professional actor. I mean,
and then I saw Jimmy smile. Hold on, give me a minute.
Yeah. You don't tell Jimmy. You don't tell Jimmy to fuck off.
And he leaned in when he said it.
Yeah,
too.
right.
You don't tell.
Josh, you said that you had connected again with AJ and the boxing. Talk about the boxing thing he does.
So he does boxing.
Thanks. Okay,
that's all I got.
Right.
I don't know.
That was
amazing. Mike, it's amazing no radio station will hire you with storytelling skills like that.
Mate, you're so good on air. Like your detail and
you know what I've been told? They can't afford me.
Yeah.
So,
you know what though? You know what, Josh?
What?
Yeah, that's probably true these days. Absolutely.
Because let me tell you,
you're worth minimum wage.
Yeah.
Josh is worth 30 grand and they'll only pay 25. And you're right. They can't afford you.
Yeah, they can't. That's a lot of money.
30 grand.
All right. Maybe 35 with a handy.
Okay. Thank you. Show some respect.
Josh did put together, and you should share this with the world. We won't say where, but Josh had put together a really fucking good, and it's rare that I praise you, bitch. So take this. He put together, and you saw it, Mike, that video reel that he did.
Oh yeah. That's fantastic.
Really good. Did you see the one that he did, the one he did with Corinne too?
With Corinne?
Well, he took all the clips from, so he can not just have AAF and this shit. It's all guys and farts and blue collar shit. The shit he does with Corinne is very much more to show somebody.
No, I didn't see any of the stuff with Corinne.
It's good.
I'll send that to you.
Sex tape? Is that what this is?
I would say he fucked her, but he's going to bleep this out.
I'll leave it in. I'm too tired.
Yep. And that's what he said to Corinne.
Yeah, I fucked her anyway. So
you made another one with Corinne?
Oh, he took the edits.
Did you send that to the person for the thing?
I did send that to the person.
That's why he made it.
Okay, good.
specifically for her, and I said, I made this just for you.
That's
and
good.
She's like, all right.
Josh
And we had a
Dolan's got
meeting.
range.
Well, and we had a meeting because that person responded, and then you said it to me, and we responded back, and words like "love you," "thank you," and "what are our next steps?" So
Right.
let's go. Just leave it right there,
Yeah.
and don't say "shut out" before the hockey game's over. So next topic.
So AJ promotes boxing now. He owns a
Yeah, he owns Champs Gym down there in Danbury.
yes,
Nice.
and he works with. I think he mentioned this on the podcast. He works with a boxing promoter out of Worcester named AJ Rivera, and
Yes.
his father is
everybody AJ?
Jose Rivera. I think so. They just come in bunches. Like I'll never I don't know anybody by a certain name, and then all of a sudden I know 12.
It's like when you buy a blue car, all of a sudden you see all the blue cars.
Exactly.
So
And-
we can have some of them on the show now. Yeah.
We're talking about getting involved with some boxing content right now. So
Could we do something like at the place?
Yes,
like,
I was
maybe
thinking
at the
about doing
Web-
that with
Web-
Murphy's
the Web-
boxing.
The Webster Town Hall.
Yes,
That's that the thing we're talking about on December 18th?
yeah, the one I texted you this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Oh, it should be great.
You could talk
I
about it
love
on your show too. Let the people know.
Boxing
Yeah,
is
I
like
mean,
one of those sports that it's like I'm secretly super into. Like it's hockey and nothing else, but it's really hockey and boxing.
Okay. Do you like
Because-
MMA?
I do. I love it.
It's great. I love that. That's just ass beating.
It is. Well, it's
And that's
it's
where I
start-
really like Joe Rogan. Not that I don't like his podcast. I think his podcast is fine, but I think he's fucking dude. He's in his prime when he does fucking MMA.
Did you see the Australian commercial that's trying to convince people to get vaccinated? And it was this guy that was having an allergic reaction, and they were like, "Get the EpiPen," and he was like, "No." Does Joe Rogan say it's okay? I mean, he has
Right.
countries using him as
Yes.
propaganda.
Yes. Here,
Yes.
Dear Joe, excuse me, because I know you listen, Joe. Joe Rogan. Hi, Joe. It's Isaiah. Breaking the Ice podcast. Run for president in 2024.
And you know why he's so big? Mike Shue gave him exposure when he was little. So
Did you? Were you part of that, Mike? You.
What did I do? I never did anything with Joe
You were on the
Rogan.
Hillman Morning Show and you,
you
put
said
him on?
Joe Rogan always came into AAF
Yeah, he walked in on his own.
because he wanted you to give him exposure.
Well,
Right
not
back at
me
the Yap on this
particularly, but yeah,
See
he
if
was. I mean, that's when he was still just doing stand up, before.
Yeah.
I think that was even before. What was the name of that show where you had to eat donkey dick?
Fear Factor.
Fear
Fear
Factor.
Factor. Yeah, I think that was even before Fear Factor. They would just call up and say, "Hey, there's a Joe Rogan here. Says he knows you guys." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, just send him on up." Same with Dane
Joe.
Cook. Dane Cook was that way too. When Dane Cook would come around.
You
On
just
your
talked to him, didn't you?
Yeah, he
My-
was supposed to have a couple of shows at the city, or I mean the Box Center Wang Theater there, but he's postponed those again. He was trying to do some kind of film thing, not just like a comedy special, but like some kind of filming thing around his comedy show. He wanted to do something different than just filming his show like they do, like your typical Netflix
Yeah.
comedy special. So he was trying to do something where it was like his stand-up shows, but there was something being filmed
Different.
around it too.
I
Right.
saw something different that had to do with Dan Cook. When I go to the Pike website, it said that you interviewed Dan Cook.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Does it say Dan?
Well, I think that's different, and you should let Dane know that you're helping by dropping the E.
Maybe that's why he canceled the shows, because nobody was buying tickets to Dane Cook. They were all buying the tickets to the Dan Cook show.
Make a
He's
note
not
that
he's not
Yeah.
as funny as Dane. I'll tell you that right now.
Dane
Make-
Cook
make-
read that and he was like, "Oh, he's gonna be there." I thought
I'm gonna
I got
cancel.
my scheduling all mixed up. I'll come back.
I looked at that and I was like, oh, Shue's going to shoot himself. It's not Mike's fault. You're not the webmaster.
Yeah, thanks for calling me.
I didn't call. I'm telling you now.
That was like weeks ago.
I only saw it today.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's
Spell
not
that
the
right.
title, so
We had Dan Cook on the show and he was a fucking blast. He's been a long way since Arlington. I was like, wow. Didn't know Dan was from there. I know Dane was from Arlington. Shit.
Jackie Flynn's from Arlington. It's
Jackie
a funny,
Flynn's awesome.
funny town.
He's going to be in Webster too. He's going to be at a comedy gig with the other. Who's the guy we interviewed? Corey Rodriguez.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So I think
He
him
was
and Corey
fucking
Rodriguez and some other guy are going to be at Samuel Slater's at Indian Ranch.
Really?
Which is like this. It's like this nice restaurant bar thing right on Lake Machanga, Congamog.
Is that the
Isn't
one?
that the highway that goes to North Conway?
No, this is like the lake. This is the lake with the longest name in history, and but yeah, he's going to be there coming up soon.
What's that river that goes when you cross over from Shrewsbury to Worcester? The water right there.
There's a river there. That's Lake
fuck.
Quinsigamond. That's a lake.
Well, that is a lake. It's nice. Another fucking name.
It's a great name. Yeah. Quinsigamond. That's the Native American name.
I can't even say that. That's why I didn't go to that school. It was either that or Wachusett. And I was like, I can't say Quinsigamond.
Isaiah, it says Dane.
Wachusett. In the description, it says Dan.
Description.
Oh, really? Let me see here. Oh, no.
Yep.
That's why he didn't sell any tickets. People said, Dan Cook, who the fuck's that? Sorry, Dane.
He's crying at the 99.
I never knew he set the record at one, or no, not the record, but the Laugh Factory record for longest stand-up.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he do like 10 hours or?
Yeah, it was like 10 hours.
Him and Dave Chappelle would do that all the time.
Yeah, they went back and forth. Like Chappelle did 5, and then he did 6, and Chappelle did like 6.5
straight hours.
And then Dane did like 7. At one point, they had paid him for like a few nights that he did, and they paid him in cash, and he took all that money halfway through, and he sent someone over to the McDonald's across the street and bought everybody in the crowd cheeseburgers and French fries.
That was probably at the Laugh Factory, right?
Yeah, I think it was the Laugh Factory. Yeah.
I saw him at the Laugh Factory.
He was telling me, though, that the real world record's 40 hours.
40 hours? What's the point of that? Then
Josh, can you just give us a solid 40 hours?
Just give us a good 40 hours. 4. He gave you 4, and he was pretty good. Minutes.
Give me a good 40 hours. All right. Get that ready for next
Buckle up.
See, the thing is, though, in a place like that, everybody could do that, because if you're going, that you're using material, but you're also absolutely 100% using the crowd. And that can go on for days. Because if you had to sit there with lights on you, fucking Chappelle or Dane or anybody would, okay, if I'm going to be here for more than 2.5, 3 hours, we're just going to sit on the edge of the stage
but at some point it's not comedy anymore. You're just standing up there
conversation and fucking around.
Well, he went through everybody in the crowd. Like he did 4 hours of crowd work. Pretty much.
So was it stand-up comedy, or was he just killing time?
I don't know, but he was just doing it, man.
Were you laughing?
He was doing comedy. It. And only like 5 people left, he said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there was like 50 people in the place, and only a few of them left. So,
Use the restroom?
Hey, he did it. No, he didn't.
He peed in cups. How did you do that? I don't.
Oh, man.
Now, did Dane... Dan Cook did 12 hours.
Wow. I know Dan Cook has the world record for stand-up comedy in his house.
He's also going to be at the Wang.
Dan or Dan?
Or was at the Wang.
Can we tag Dan? Let's tag a Dan Cook and find out if he's like a doctor from like Albuquerque or something.
Dan Cook. Yeah, he sounds like he would be like, I don't know,
a proctologist from Topeka, Kansas.
An oncologist from Rhode Island. Heard you guys were talking about me. It's really important that you get your blood checked twice a year.
Listen, I just had a clean bill of health. I went, you don't sound good.
No, I feel like
physical, good, all good. I was actually in your town. Didn't call you this time because last time I called you, fucking, you were sick. So that's fine. I was at St. Vincent's, and the nurses are still striking there.
Yeah. It looks like they're screwed, unfortunately.
I went
Tenet Healthcare is going to just roll right over them, I think, unfortunately.
I go to Reliant, which is not part of St. Vincent's, but they're inside there. So I went into cardiologist and physical, all the shit. And I was asking the girl, because as you're pulling in, when people are on strike, they walk, in front of where people drive in, and blah, blah, blah. Took a minute. And I said, so let's go. I wasn't sure if she was part of it. And she said, no, Reliant separate, blah, blah, blah. I said, what's the story with that? She said, I think everybody out there is basically screwed because it sounded like the union is almost using them for some discrepancy or something that happened in the past. And now they're saying, okay, great. We're going to, they've been on strike since March, by the way.
Yeah. It's
Fucking
the longest strike in Massachusetts.
And so it was kind of interesting hearing from a third party where she's like, well, a lot of what they're talking about is the ratio of patient to nurse.
Yeah.
But St. Vincent's is like 4-1, where others are like 6-1. So she's like, well, whatever. But you can't really speak your mind if you're in a union because you're in a union. And now the union, because of apparently something that happened back here, is using this as we're going to put our fucking foot in the sand and not move. And they're paying all those people that are striking. But as they're about to sue the hospital, if they don't win that case, they're going to go back and ask for the money back from the fucking nurses. At that point, wouldn't you be like, I gotta go.
Wait, so what's happening in, like, if you're a patient in that hospital, do you got to replace your own IV bag or
no, because they've been replaced. They've been replaced by people.
Yeah.
And that's something I asked, Josh. Good question. They've been replaced by people. And I hate to use the word scrubs. They've been replaced by other people that are actually now making more money than the ones that would have been there. It's just tough in a union. Unions have their places, but they also have places where you're just handcuffed. So again, I only talked to one person, but I didn't understand what it was. And I was just in Worcester. So I was wondering if you knew about that shit, Mike. That sounds fucked up.
It's basically that their main issue was the ratio of nurses to patients. And that's why they were striking. And Tenet Healthcare was like, we don't see a problem.
Right.
And this is, you have no reason to strike. And
because other places apparently are 6-1.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I'm not in that space. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I know. It's neither am I. I just know what I read in the news, and it's been going on for a long time, and I think that they're doomed, unfortunately.
The people that are actually walking the streets out there are not in a good place because from what this girl was saying was that she felt that the union was kind of using them for their position.
Right.
So, yep, I'll pay you, Mike. Thank you. Walk the streets, strike. But, oh, by the way, hey, we're about to sue the hospital. And if it doesn't go well, we're going to ask you to pay back the shit we've been paying you since fucking March.
Well, try and collect.
Yeah, how the fuck are you going to collect it? You've been paying me to walk the fucking street.
Was that an agreement made, before they were compensated?
Not sure. I was
if they agreed to say, okay, if this happens, we have to pay you back, then that's one thing. But if like all of a sudden say, hey, we're going to need that money back, that's not. They got to know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, remember 7 months ago they were heroes. Now we're firing them.
Jesus, you don't sound good.
Not at all.
This is awful. You know what? This is the last of it. Like the runny nose is gone, the burning eyes is gone. It's just like now it's like working its way out from in here, and it's just.
Now, luckily, I think I got the opposite of what you have, because when I wake up in the morning, I can't swallow. Like, I'm at my worst when I wake up, and then slowly through the day, I get better, but I didn't sleep last night, so
yeah,
it's hitting me pretty hard right now because I stayed up late doing work on
everybody
certain
here
stuff.
On the show needs a nap.
Yeah.
Naps.
That that's just going to be I don't know what the title is. It's probably just going to be Breaking the Ice Took a Nap today.
Everybody's a bit tired on the show.
And I got to go to a wedding in Greenfield. On Saturday. I got to go to a wedding, so hopefully I'll be better by then. But
in Greenfield, so what's the dress code for that?
I know, right? Birkenstocks. Tie-dye overalls. Right? No, it is kind of a crunchy wedding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like you gotta go buy your suit at Whole Foods or something?
Right, my suit's gonna be made of all reusable tote bags.
Those pants are a potato sack.
Are you wearing moccasins?
They're having it in a art gallery that's in what was a bank, I guess, and then everyone's gonna go to the bar across the street for the reception. So it's pretty casual.
And you don't want to go to this wedding, right?
No, I do want to go to the wedding.
Oh, I was going to say, so this is a long, I'm calling out sick.
That's right. I don't think
I was sick. Look at the podcast. podcast. I was sick on the
No,
podcast.
I want to go. That's the problem. I don't want to be sick for this wedding. It's
Honey,
my
I
niece.
can't make it. I have the sniffles. I think I
Yeah.
might have COVID.
There's
Yeah,
going to be
I
a lot of
can't.
weed there too, and I won't be able to smoke any of it because I can barely take oxygen to my lungs right now without hacking up. So
I wouldn't recommend weed.
no,
freak
maybe some edibles.
No,
I'll just do what you did, Josh. I'll take like 100 milligrams or something, and then
in Greenfield,
it'll be
you will
like-
be in the Colonial Times.
it'll be like I'm on the Mayflower or something.
Can we do, Josh? Can you take some edibles like 2 hours before a podcast and then come on the show and just let's fuck with you?
For the content.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Thank you.
I'll take some too. Yeah, we can all be.
I will
just
too. No, I will too.
lotto.
We'll
Let's
all be
do
fucked
it in
up.
person, and we'll
Yeah,
all
good
cough
old-
on each other, and then we'll take a nap after.
COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
Shoes checking his watch.
No, I'm not. I'm
taking
looking.
it.
I'm trying to see what kind of edibles I have over
Oh.
here. I still got a bunch that I got to work my way through here.
Now, is there? So I took a sativa, and that made I liked the what's the other one?
Indica.
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 Yeah.
That's the
Indica's
one
up.
that'll lay out on the couch. Sativa
Wait,
kind of
indica's
gives you a
down,
little-
sativa's up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I liked the indica because like all my worries went away. I could just watch that's what I took right before I watched the Danbury Trashers documentary. But the sativa, you see the devil. I don't.
You know,
Really?
I thought it was gonna.
devil.
I saw the devil. Okay.
Well, maybe you should just stick with the indica then. I mean, that's what you need. You're already pretty high strung. I don't think you need.
No.
I'm
to
too
emphasize
mellow
that
though.
at all.
I need something to.
But you're not mellow. You don't necessarily yell and scream, but inside your anxiety's up. So you want to bring it all down.
It needs to get out of me, and that's where the alcohol comes in, and it just
What needs to get out of you? Your DNA? That's not
the
going to
energy.
you. Yeah, I think it's just like you need to fucking either jerk off, do fucking yoga, or something. Take a long walk.
You just keep
Some-
trying stuff, Josh.
Right.
Just,
tried
Hey,
therapy.
come out
just,
here.
just
come
keep
out
trying
here.
stuff and then
I'll bring
calling you.
I'll bring you out to Heal. We come out here. I'll bring you out to Heal. They'll hook you up with some good stuff.
You
They
guys
know
ever
what
watch
they're doing.
Billions?
No.
No,
Josh doesn't watch TV. There was an episode where
I just don't watch dumb shows.
it's not dumb. Fuck you. What shows do you watch? Hockey and fucking, you said soccer now? Gay.
What?
Yeah, whatever. They go out and they do this whole peyote thing in a tent where they just dose up and they're there for like 24 hours and they just sweat it the fuck out. Like it's in the middle of it, the way they depict it anyway. And I can slightly relate because Mike, there's probably been a few trips we've had where you're like, Jesus Christ, I can't even fucking like everything's a tunnel.
Mm.
It was pretty intense. Maybe Josh needs a full blown like peyote experience.
Yeah, I
That-
don't know. Maybe he needs to microdose first.
What
and
about
see how that
smoking
does.
it? Do you think that would make me?
peyote?
No, smoking.
You don't
the
smoke cigarettes,
sativa.
it'll fuck your lung. I mean,
Oh,
you'll-
smoking weed. Well, it'll hit you faster. It's more immediate.
Is
Right.
it the same effect though?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Body and lungs are different.
It'll come on faster. It may leave faster too.
It
I think
just all sounds so scary.
he's totally right because the edibles, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, that's more into the bloodstream.
Well, the edibles go through your metabolism, so it takes a while. But when you're smoking, you're taking it in, and it's going directly into your, lungs, which is being distributed through your bloodstream. So it's more
Oh.
immediate. And
Can you see him taking a fucking huge rip off a bong? First of
I
all,
don't know.
but
Maybe
like,
a little vape. You get yourself just because that's really controlled. That's like a really like you get like this is like from Fernway, and so you get this little cartridge in here, and this has the juice in it. Like the vape juice or the tincture or whatever. And you with this specifically, you can control it better than say smoking a bowl or a bong. Your intake a little more, and it depends what like this has an indica in it. So like I would, hit this like before I go to bed or something like that, or, after I play disc golf or something like that.
I think what he has to do is he's got to come to your house though and do it with you. Do not leave him in. Like,
yeah,
it's
so I'm
like
saying, come on here, man.
I'll
I'll show you how to do it.
Like leaving a kid in a room with a shotgun.
I'll come out this weekend.
The worst thing that could happen is we order like 12 pizzas. That's like the worst thing that could happen. Right. So, I mean, it's nothing like it. Yeah.
I definitely need a chaperone nearby. There's no way I can do that alone with my dog staring at me like, I know what you did.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. That was, I still have PTSD from that day. It's
Dr. Doolittle over here thought his animals were talking to him.
They were through their eyes.
You were
all right,
fine.
guys. I'm gonna drop out here because I
get some sleep.
I feel sick.
That's the episode.
Yeah.
This is so you can get out of the wedding.
No, I don't. I want to go to the wedding. That's the only problem.
That keep saying that. Keep saying
yes,
that.
I really want to go to the wedding, but I do want to go to the wedding.
It's just a closing note. It's Dane Cook, not Dan.
Okay, thanks.